All right, Coach, if you'd like to give some opening remarks about camp starting this coming weekend, and then we'll open it up to questions.
Yeah, excited about year 3. And, I was joking with a young lady in the community the other day and said, excited about this year, and we'll have a big junior team this year. And she said, oh, great, who are they going to play? And I said, no, we're going to have a lot of juniors on this year's team. Not a junior team. And that's one thing that even us as coaches, we tend to lose sight of at times, that this just being year 3 for us. That is, as we look at our roster, I think there's 6 or 7 seniors on there, and then somewhere 35 or 40 juniors. And we're getting to a point now where our guys have a lot of experience and some physical and mental maturity to them, that it ought to be an exciting year. I'm excited for us to get started. And kind of identify some of our new talent, who those guys are going to be that are going to kind of rise up for us and take on a newer role, a more impactful role, and it's going to be a great year for 2018. And like I said, just the fact that it's only our 3rd year, I'm excited about where we're at as a program. I'll open it up to you guys.
Awesome. Any reason you chose Grande as the scrimmage spot? You know, Ratliff is your home base. That's where you play most of your games. Are you just trying to get that Midland community to support you as much as Odessa?
Well, I think it's important for us, and I've said since I got here that we're UT Permian Basin, and I believe that. And I'm from the outside, so I grew up in North Dallas and I went to school at Angelo State. But I wholeheartedly believe that we ought to be the university for this entire area. And with that, we're also talking about kind of mimicking what Texas Tech does in the spring and traveling a little bit more maybe throughout the Permian Basin for some spring games. Again, not going to travel the state, but just being in the Permian Basin and try to make our program a little bit more accessible to the fans outside of just this small circle right here. And it just happens to be we're already playing in Midland, so there's a good little match to that, but we're going to try to expand beyond that this spring.
Can you expand on that? Like what towns could be looking forward to possibly seeing a UTUB football team show up in their football stadium?
Well, I don't want to speak before we talk to those athletic directors or superintendents, whoever it might be, but we've had discussions, with Scott Farmer in particular, of trying to get the brand out more, take the brand to some of our local cities, and I think Andrews is good, and Big Spring is good, Monahans. Some of the bigger places here close by. Andrews, we have a couple kids in our program from there already, and if we can take our product and our brand to them a little bit, I think that'll help. And again, trying to create a little bit more excitement around the program.
Coach, what were your thoughts on that preseason ranking?
I think it's normal. 2-9 in 2017. That's what everybody does preseason rankings off of. I think 90% of the people are going to go off of last year's numbers. You don't really know who all is coming up in other programs, and so it's kind of hard to say, well, Commerce lost all these people, but Midwestern had these great talented guys coming up, so I'll pick them one. And I think just part of that, just naturally people go off of the year before, and that's where we ended up, and I think rightfully so for everybody that picked that. My personal opinion is we haven't played a game yet. I don't think it's appropriate to pick our team anything other than number 1. I believe in our guys, and I think we've got the talent. The question is just going to be where we're at in Texas Southern, how healthy we're going to be, and are we going to continue to grow and progress as a program. The talent's there, the maturity level and all that, I don't know. I'm anxious to find out, but I'll always pick us to win every game.
Follow-up to that, you pick your team to go number 1. So what are you seeing that we're not seeing in terms of saying that this can be a championship team? Because you're around them 24/7. You know this team inside and out. So I want to know what you know about them that we don't see every single day.
Well, go back to 2016. I picked them to win. Mm-hmm. I picked that team to finish first. 2017, I picked that team to finish first. It has nothing to do with the talent, the new guys in that locker room, the pieces that we've added that you guys haven't seen. It has nothing to do with it. It's all in a belief. It could be Nimitz Junior High coming in to be our football team. I'm going to pick them to win. And I expect to win. To go at it any other angle, to me, I think is a terrible mindset. Whoever the guys are that get dressed in our locker room, I'm going to pick them to win every week. Now, there might be a time in this program that we get too high in our thoughts. We start winning a bunch of championships, and they need to be humbled. And at that time, I might pick them at a different spot. But we're not to that point yet.
So you still feel confident your guys are going to go out and win every game this year?
Every game. That's why we kick off.
I like it. Let's go to the QB battle real quick. You're entering another year where you just don't know who's going to be your starting guy. 3 capable guys that can take that role. So in week 1, what are you seeing? What are you hoping to expect out of the 3 guys that'll compete?
I think right now we got 4 guys. Bubba Henson would be the 5th. He's got some setbacks. I don't want to get too much into his stuff, but had a shoulder surgery. So he's not going to come in full strength yet. So I don't want to put him out there like that. But Taylor Knoll coming in from Artesia. Again, he hadn't been in our offense, so I don't know what to expect from him as far as is he going to come in, how fast is he going to learn it and operate and play at this speed. But we recruited him to be a guy and a state championship quarterback out of Artesia. Again, it's just an expectation coming in that those guys are going to come in and compete, and one out of those 4 is going to win the job. I expect all 4 of them to win the job. Who's going to get it, I don't know, but the expectation just comes that we're going to win. And so I think right now there's 4 guys that are going to report here on the 3rd that are going to be competing for that job.
Are they all on the same level, starting 0-0? No one's 1, 2, 3, 4 on the depth chart at all?
Well, on the depth chart, yes.
Okay.
Obviously, 3 of them have a body of work that naturally sits in the back of your mind that I'll reference off of. Taylor Knoll is the one that comes in with a clean slate. But the other 3 guys, they have a little bit of a body of work that naturally you refer back to as you evaluate them moving forward. And that's what I have to evaluate them against.
So what is the 1 through 3 right now if you had to throw it in a depth chart, or you don't feel like sharing that?
All it is right now is just the guy that's going to take the first snap,
Okay.
which will have 0 significance of being first team, second team, third team.
Do you want to have that figured out before the first game, or do you plan on potentially rotating them throughout the season, like having different starting quarterbacks throughout the season?
By August 18th, which would be our biggest scrimmage in fall camp, I want to have somebody have won the job. I don't want to have to appoint somebody. That ideally it's obvious so-and-so has won the job.
I know it's early in the season, but you did see a glimpse of your team in spring football. What are some differences that you're seeing compared to last season?
Energy, excitement, belief. I think we got a little bit more speed and size right now as well, and a lot of that's young. And for me, the exciting part is to see which of those young guys, and some of them are true freshmen, are going to rise up and kind of join the ranks of playing on Saturdays, and which ones are going to get redshirted. And then there was a good pool of talent that got redshirted last year that excelled through the spring. And the fun part, especially in building this program, and next year I think will be very similar, is all the newness that comes in, and that pieces up with what we already have in place. We'll get to a point in a couple of years where a lot of things will kind of be set as far as depth chart and players and things like that. But again, as we kind of go along, there's new talent that comes in every year that when we recruit them, we think, man, this guy can come in and make an impact year 1, year 2. And it's watching those guys that's the exciting part.
Okay, guys, one more question.
Defense really took that next step this past spring. Have they continued that this summer, and overall, how have the summer workouts been?
I think offense took a great step in this spring.
Okay, both did. Okay, let's go with both.
I'm joking.
Okay.
I'm calling offense. I thought, I say this, and I can't say it enough. I thought Kyle Williams, our new defensive pass game coordinator, is a huge reason that we look different as a team, just in how our kids go about each and every day. He came in and will be coaching our secondary. He brings a different energy level, and it's an energy level that we needed, not just for the players, but for the coaches as well. Exciting to have, in our staff room and on the football field. And that was a big part of our defense progressing. And our secondary, they got a coach that believes in them, and kind of gives them a reason to have some confidence. They're playing with confidence, and they're fun to watch right now.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Thank you.